Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy and welcome to The Last Lap, and in today's video we're going to be talking about everything Throwback Weekend from Darlington Raceway. But before we hop into it, just want to remind you guys, hit that like button and subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. And if you also want to check out our social media pages, those are linked down in the description as always. But let's go ahead and hop into the video. My friend and co-host Matthew is joining me, and he is decked out in all of his throwback gear. So Matthew has a field to once again be coming up upon Darlington Throwback Weekend.
Man, this is one of my favorite times of the year on the NASCAR schedule, Throwback Weekend. And as you can see, I'm going all out for this preview video since I probably won't be wearing any of this after Sunday. Um, Figure I'd wear Richard Petty's shirt and of course bring out some of the old classic 18 gear. It's been a hot minute since I've worn any of this 18 gear because I don't. I mean, that's all in the past now. But figure I'd bring out the throwback Skittles hat and also the throwback championship jacket from 2015, which got assigned by him a few years ago, which makes it even better. And yeah, this is gonna be a fun weekend, and it's gonna be an even more of a fun throwback weekend next weekend.
Alright, well, so to start off this video, Matthew actually wants to talk about something more NASCAR and F1 related. I haven't kept up too much with that part of the news this week, but Matthew, I guess, has seen some stuff on social media or whatever about comparing NASCAR and F1. So Matthew, I'm gonna go ahead and just let you start off the video, but once you're done, we're gonna go through some of these throwback paint schemes and go through some of our favorite ones and maybe pick a few at the end of it. So Matthew, go ahead and start off the episode by talking about this whole NASCAR and F1 stuff you've been seeing this week.
All right, so I really wanted to talk about this because, of course, this past weekend there was NASCAR at Kansas, but there was also F1 at Miami, pretty much around the same time, and of course they were pretty much going head to head with one another, and of course the TV ratings dropped a day or maybe today, I forget, but of course NASCAR was still on top of the ratings. Um, and it seems apparent that Formula One's TV ratings, when it comes to U.S. viewership, is starting to decline now. But the thing that Formula One that still beats NASCAR is, of course, the younger age demographic. They're still beating them by a landslide. And of course, everyone is talking about right now the whole NASCAR F1 debate. Will Formula One become the best American motorsport? And to be honest, I'm going to say no to that just because, look, right now, Formula One's pretty much, they got everything going for them, except for the racing product. Yeah, that's the thing holding it back. And it was ironic, what's really ironic is that NASCAR at Kansas, that same day, literally just had one of the best races, like, maybe ever. Pretty much the best Kansas race ever there. And F1, meanwhile, nothing much happened. Let's just say that. But of course, there's still a lot of things that are going in favor to F1's way. There's, of course, going to the big markets like Miami, Austin, Las Vegas, right in downtown. That's what I mean. They got the star power. Of course, that's always been the main criticism of NASCAR drivers in the modern era is that we don't know. A lot of casual people don't really know a lot of NASCAR drivers, except if you bring up Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Jeff Gordon or Tony Stewart or Jimmy Johnson. But I hate to break it to you, pretty much almost all those are retired. Of course, people are going to know Bubba Wallace. Of course, people might know Ross Chastain pretty much just because of the Hail Melon move. But you can just ask anyone on the street, anyone in the city, hey, do you know who Chase Elliott is? They're going to be like, who? Hey, do you know who Tyler Reddick is? Hey, like, who? Do you know who Chase Briscoe is? Who? exactly. Meanwhile, hey, you know who Lewis Hamilton is? Oh, of course, one of the pretty much the all-time great at F1. Or Max Verstappen. Hey, he's the F1 champion. Hey, and there's people that even know who's driving for Williams, basically like one of the worst teams in F1. So I mean, if someone from the Williams team is more well known for your most popular NASCAR driver, that's a problem. I'm just saying. And I mean, to be honest, I think that's really the only thing that NASCAR is really losing when it comes to head ahead of a Formula One is the age demographic and star power. And I feel like that's what NASCAR really needs to work on. How to get other these young drivers that are not named Chase Elliott, more, pretty much more, what's the word? More exposure, I'd say. Like, get them out on more platforms that a lot of younger audiences watch or listen to. And I feel like that would help. Or maybe these drivers instead of just stay in their homes the whole week until race week and go out, be out in public. Maybe you'll be more recognizable if you do that. But yeah. I mean, I'll keep it short because I know you want to go over the throwback paint schemes and all since it's Darlington. But yeah, that's what I wanted to get off of my chest here because that's been a big topic this week and there's not been a lot of big news. And I really want NASCAR to continue to be evolve over time because that age demographic, you may think, who cares about the age demographic? Well, it's kind of important, especially when NASCAR has an older fan base. And I hate to break it to y'all, not in a harsh way, but that younger demographic is going to be here a lot longer than that older demographic, to be honest. So I mean, I'm glad NASCAR was still able to be on top of ratings and all, but NASCAR cannot get too relaxed about it. They gotta continue to find new ways to continue to be above F1 because F1 is still gonna have that momentum. It's still trending up, but don't get me wrong. Even though the ratings haven't been that good, well, the ratings have been slightly going down. That's what I mean. But their attendance is still up. The party atmosphere is through the roof there. All the celebrities are there, and I mean that Netflix series is a big help too, and a wonderful presentation with TV and the broadcast. So if NASCAR can continue to improve those areas, then I feel like NASCAR will be able to survive long term. So, all right, Jimmy, your turn.
Matthew, laying out the truth. I love to see it. Love the almost no filter version of Matthew when it comes to talking about all that kind of stuff. But I quickly want to just say one thing that I do agree with you. Um, the only, like, I don't know, the thing that stinks about F1, I'm going to compare it more to races in person compared to like the broadcast and stuff like that, is F1 races are very, very expensive to go to. And I almost feel like NASCAR is almost trying to be more like F1 in that sense, not specifically compared to the merchandise because I did see social media posts of hats that were like $95 and shirts that were like $100 at the F1 race, which is
That's
absolutely
unbelievable, man. If you're
absolutely
spending
insane.
$95 on a hat, you're asking to go broke. I'm just saying.
And I'm guessing people are willing to pay that much because that's like the only time F1 comes to America and, supply and demand and stuff like that, that whole equation. But, anyways, not even the merchandise, like the tickets itself. And I almost feel like NASCAR's trying to be more like F1 in that essence, specifically with the All Star race next weekend because they're doing like a weekend package thing for like 300, 3, 4, $500. I don't remember a specific price, but it was a lot of money. And Matthew and I both wanted to try and go to that, but we saw that price. We're like, no, we're not going to the All Star race. We're not dropping $300, $400 for a whole weekend worth of action. Granted, it's a whole weekend and there's concerts and 3 or 4 races and whatever in there, but that's expensive. And my other example is the Chicago street course in a few weeks, which is even more realistic because that's a street course like what F1 is doing, and the seats are, I don't know how the seats are supposed to be more like, how F1 does it for their street courses and stuff like that. And those are expensive too. Those are a couple $100 for just a weekend, just 2 days, Saturday and Sunday or whatever. So I don't know. That's what all I quickly have to say about comparing NASCAR and F1. That NASCAR is known for being somewhat affordable. You could go to a NASCAR race on a weekend for, if you want a good seat, you can pay $85 or so for one race. But for F1, you gotta pay a couple $100. So hopefully NASCAR stays traditional in that sense and doesn't move more towards the prices F1 does. But
I will
anyways,
say this though, even though you said about North Wilkesboro's tickets being expensive, yeah, that's true. But to their credit, it's still sold out, so it didn't really affect them too much because it's still gonna be a historical race.
yeah, the only thing I see the North Wilkesboro thing is worth it because you get the truck race, you get the cup race, you get the qualifying races, you get, I don't know if you get the late model race or not, but you get like a
No, you
concert.
don't. It doesn't include the late model.
No, doesn't include the late model, but I think you get a concert in there and all that kind of stuff. So you get 3 or 4 days worth of on track action, which I guess is worth it. But anyways, let's move on to Darlington. Let's talk about these throwback schemes. I'm going to try to go through some of these as quick as I can because I know we don't want to go too long on this video. So for the truck series, just really quick, I want to throw out Nick Sanchez's paint scheme. It's a throwback to Mario Andretti. Really love that truck. That's one truck scheme I really like, and there's 2 or 3 more. Daniel Dye, he has a Richard Petty throwback, classic blue and orange colors. Love that truck. Lawless Allen, he's doing an Adam Petty throwback, the green, orange, yellow, purple, that colors. Love that truck, very good throwback. And then finally, Timmy Hill is doing a Ted Musgrave Darlington throwback. And the truck actually, so most people probably aren't going to know what this truck is, but if you think about Casey Kane's Mopar Dodge car, that's pretty much what this throwback is for Ted Musgrave on Timmy Hill's truck. So really love those throwback paint schemes right there for the trucks. Moving on to Xfinity, Cole Custer is doing a Jason Leffler throwback. Love that paint scheme. I really like this one. Sam Mayer is doing a Kurt Busch Darlington throwback. Love that car. Kevin Harvick has a lot of Xfinity throwback cars. So the first one is Blaine Perkins. He's going to be throwing it back to a Kevin Harvick throwback scheme. He's throwing it back to Kevin Harvick's payday car. That's a really classic Xfinity scheme. Sheldon Creed, he's throwing it back to Kevin Harvick's 2001 championship winning paint scheme. The blue and white colors, really nice paint scheme there. Scrolling down. Austin Hill, he's also doing a Kevin Harvick throwback. That's to Kevin Harvick's 2006 championship winning scheme, the Coast Guard car. Love that paint scheme as well. Love that RCR is doing 2 Kevin Harvick throwbacks, both of his championship winning seasons. Really cool to see those. An underrated paint scheme, in my opinion, is Kaz Grala's fire truck paint scheme. It's like a red base. It's got gold numbers on it. They're kind of, I can't describe, the texture is kind of like Dale Jr.'s number 88 number. I can't describe how it is, but it's like that. And I really like the font, the number on that car. This is a really weird one. Joe Graff Jr. is running a throwback scheme to his Legends car, and it's just like somebody vomited on the car in like 20,000 different colors. Really weird paint scheme. Not for me, in my opinion. Maybe Matthew likes that one. That's probably his favorite paint scheme since he likes the Pit Viper car, which is really crazy. But anyways,
Which car was it again?
it's Joe Graff Jr. I'll let you look it up, and
No.
you can
Oh,
figure it
I
out.
know what you're talking about. Never mind.
It's got eyeballs on the side of it too, which is weird. But anyways, not for me personally. Ryan Ellis, I like this one. He's throwing it back to Kevin Harvick's Goodwrench paint scheme. That's one of my favorite paint schemes of all time. So really good throwback there. Keep going. Jeffrey Earnhardt is honoring Dale Earnhardt. He's running a number 45 car. It's the Wheaties throwback, I believe. Really love that car. Jeremy Clements, he's running a throwback to Jeff Bodine, the classic number 5 car that Jeff Bodine drove, the yellow and white car. That one's executed to near perfection. As far as executing the paint scheme goes, this is definitely in the top few as far as execution goes. Keep going through the list. Another one that's really well executed is Anthony Alfredo's Xfinity throwback. He's throwing it back to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88 nationwide car, the blue and white with the silver number. Really like that one. That's also up and towards the top in my opinion. Josh Williams, he's doing another Kevin Harvick throwback. That's 4 Kevin Harvick throwbacks in the Xfinity series. But he's throwing it back to a Kevin Harvick car. I don't even know what sponsor this is on Kevin Harvick's car, to be honest, but it's like a green and white car with a yellow number. That one's pretty well executed as well. And the final Xfinity throwback scheme I'm going to talk about is Riley Herbst. He's throwing it back to a Ken Block car. Obviously, rest in peace to Ken Block. Really cool that Riley Herbst is doing a tribute for him. That one's pretty well executed too. It's a little wild. It's kind of crazy, but that's what Ken Block was. That's the kind of cars he drove. So respect to Riley Herbst for doing that. And now on to the Cup Series. I'm going to go through as many of these as I can. We're still doing pretty good on time, so I'm going to go through these. Ross Chastain is going to be throwing it back to Dale Jarrett with the UPS colors. That one's pretty good. Kevin Harvick, he's going to be throwing it back to his planned Cup Series paint scheme, which is
man, that's awful. Don't.
which is
That's not a throwback. Stop it.
which is kind of weird. I agree with Matthew. For his final race at Darlington, I mean, ugh, could have done so many more options. Like,
You know what's
man,
crazy? Is that literally other people in the lower series have way better Harvick throwbacks than Harvick himself. Come on.
like, why couldn't they just switch it with the North Wilkesboro paint scheme next week for the All-Star race? You know, like, that's way better. I mean, yeah, I know the 29 is for the All-Star race and they're changing the number, but I would almost rather have that paint scheme with the number 4 on it rather than it be next week the number 29. I don't know. For his final throwback race at Darlington, you gotta do something better than that. His planned paint scheme, like, ugh.
I feel
Just
sorry for you Harvick fans.
not the best in my opinion. The paint scheme looks pretty good, but I mean, the idea just that's not it. This next one, on the other hand, this is a good one. I like this one a lot. Kyle Larson is running a Tony Stewart throwback paint scheme from when he won the Xfinity Series race at Daytona in 2009, the HendrickCars.com car. Really like that one. They executed that one pretty well. Brad Keselowski is running the classic Castrol GTX colors. It's not really a specific throwback paint scheme. It's just throwback colors to their company, which I guess is cool. It's not really a car tribute. It's more of a sponsored thing. Corey LaJoy is doing another 3-numbered paint scheme this year. He's doing 711 this year when he did 777 last year. Throwing it back to his grandfather. Really like that. It's cool that NASCAR allows them to run the triple numbers on the side of the car. And man, here we go. Chase Elliott throwing it back to his dad, the number 9 Dodge paint scheme. They executed the paint, like, it's a simple throwback, but they executed it well, in my opinion. It might not be my favorite just because it's a little bit simple, but they executed it to near perfection. They even got the number right. I think the number on this paint scheme is what really has people going like, oh, this is a really good throwback, because they adjusted the number to just how his dad's number was when he drove the number 9. So Chase Elliott's paint scheme, really nice. This one also right here, Eric Almirola, his is really cool as well. Throwing it back to Dale Jr.'s paint scheme for when Dale Jr. won the summer Daytona race in 2001 with the baseball paint scheme. He's got the pitcher on the side of it, the baseball font down the side of the car. Really like that one. This one, Ryan Blaney, this one is kind of as well. He's throwing it back to his dad, Dave Blaney, one of his dad's dirt car paint schemes. It's just kind of in my opinion. Where was I? Oh, Chase Briscoe. He's doing a throwback to one of Tony Stewart's Turkey Night Grand Prix scheme from 2000. It's some type of dirt car or something like that. It's a cool concept. It almost looks like a Jeff Gordon throwback with the flames on the hood, but that one looks pretty cool. Martin Truex Jr., His throwback is kind of lame too, to be honest. It's repping a similar auto owner's insurance paint scheme that he won with in 2017. Wow. So he kind of threw it back to himself from only a few years ago, and it's pretty much the same paint scheme. I mean, it's a
You
cool
mean
paint scheme,
2021?
but yeah, they could have executed a little bit better, in my opinion. Um, this one, Christopher Bell, his is pretty nice. It's a Matt Kenseth throwback. I feel like he's done a few Matt Kenseth throwbacks, or, well, no, he didn't. Last year it was Chris Buescher, I think, that did a Matt Kenseth throwback, but it almost looks similar to that one. So for that reason, I just kind of feel like this one is just okay, just because we saw something similar to this last year. Harrison Burton, once again, throwing it back to his dad, the X-Side car. Really well executed there, just like last year, except this one is the pink and black and silver car, compared to last year was the white, purple, and black car. Joey Logano, I have to admit, this one looks pretty darn good as well. He's throwing it back to Mark Donohue's AMC Matador that gave Team Penske their first NASCAR win. So it's got blue, white, and red. Really like this paint scheme. I think Logano's run this throwback or something similar to it before, but man, this one looks really good. I like this one a lot. That's in my top few. And William Byron, once again, throwing it back to Jeff Gordon. This year, throwing it back to the scheme Jeff Gordon ran for the 50th NASCAR anniversary scheme back in 1998. It's cool how they kept the theme. They ran the 50th anniversary scheme, and now for the 75th anniversary, they're running that one again, which is cool. So really like that one. That one's pretty well executed. Let's keep on going down the list. Ryan Preece is doing
This
a
is
paint
only a
scheme.
half-an-hour show, by the way.
I know, I'm looking at the time. I'm good. Ryan Preece, that one's okay. I'm going to skip over that one. Noah Gragson, I like this one. It's a throwback to Jimmy Johnson's 2014 Coca-Cola 600 paint scheme, the red, white, and blue car. That one's pretty well executed too. I really like that one. Eric Jones doing a Richard Petty throwback. I like the blue on this one. I don't know what it is. Matthew, you kind of didn't like the black on this one, but I kind of like it. It's kind of simple, just blue and black. I like that one a lot.
I was talking about the STP one with the black for
Oh,
Wilkesboro. They
oh,
put
God.
black on that. I don't understand why they did that on an STP car, but that's for next week. Continue.
Wrong paint scheme. Got it. But yeah, I like that one a lot. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. driving a UPS throwback as well, like Ross Chastain. It's kind of weird. It's got like a piece of toast on the right side of the car. It's kind of weird and kind of throwing it off. But the paint job.
JTG Daughtery Racing and throwbacks do not mix together real well over the years.
Their paint schemes in general have been so bad ever since they put the Kroger logo like right on the front of the hood of the car. If they didn't do that for all their paint schemes, they'd be great. But I don't know why they do that. Anyways, Alex Bowman is driving a throwback to his spotter Kevin Hamlin, his 2007 Xfinity Series ride. I like this one. It almost reminds me of, I can't quite put I know what paint scheme it is, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But I really like that throwback. That one's good. Ryan Newman is throwing it back to his first career win paint scheme. He's driving the number 51 this weekend. He's throwing it back to those colors. Love that one. Ty Gibbs is throwing it back to Joe Gibbs, the car Bobby Labonte drove. That one's really well executed as well. I have to give credit to Joe Gibbs Racing. I really like that one. Let's see, and that's about it. Daniel Suarez it's a throwback to Ricky Rudd. I mean, it's okay. It's just
I love that paint scheme, man. I love it. That paint scheme was amazing. It's amazing.
I don't know. Just Trackhouse set the bar so high last year with the Coca-Cola cars that now they come back with this. I mean, the UPS car is okay. This one, eh. The UPS car, okay. The UPS one is good.
We lucky we don't drug test on this show here. Oh my goodness.
The UPS one is good. This one is just okay, in my opinion. But man, they just set the bar so high last year. I just can't get over the fact that those Coca-Cola cars are so good last year.
Man. They did just as good. They literally brought UPS back.
These are no. If you're saying those two throwbacks are just as good as the Coca-Cola cars last year, I don't know what you're on, because those Coca-Cola
I
cars were
don't know
something
what
else.
you're
But
on. You say, yeah, nah, are you kidding me? Okay, I didn't say they were better than the Coca-Cola paint schemes. Absolutely not. But there's still amazing paint schemes here.
okay, well, we're gonna need you guys to settle this for us, I guess, because we can't seem to agree. We'll just agree to disagree, I guess. But anyways, that's pretty much all the paint schemes. Matthew, do you have any that caught your eye that you seem to like or not like?
Of course, both Trackhouse paint schemes, love them. Love those paint schemes. Kyle Larson's paint scheme, love too. Love William Byron's also with that special color. Of course, Xfinity, I love that 43 throwback to the Kevin Harvick's Good Ranch car. Love it. But you're not. Are you forgetting one more throwback? You're
Oh
forgetting about
yeah,
a
yeah,
certain
yeah. I'm
throwback
forgetting one.
here.
Yeah, I think you
Kyle
should share
Busch.
it. Yeah, yeah, you
He's
should share it.
literally throwing it back to his first ever win at RCR. Are you, this is such an amazing throwback right here. I mean, they got the sponsor right. They got the decals exactly how it was like when he won at Auto Club. I mean, such a historical moment, paint scheme, and that's a 10 out of 10 for me. Per best throwback of the year, right there.
I'm gonna have to take. I'm gonna have to point to my cap. I think you're capping on that one. Yeah, I can't quite believe you on that one. Um, no, that. Oh my
Hey,
gosh,
I'm not
that's.
even over exaggerating. That's literally what RCR said on their post. I'm,
I
I'm not I'm not even joking here.
I have to give Richard Childress Racing social media team an A for effort as far as creativity goes. Like that whole video they put together, I have to give them an A plus on that just for the way they did it and their creativity. But man, it's so cringy. Like I know you wanted something like a more true throwback, but I don't know. It's
I was
corny. It's
waiting for my
funny.
bet MGM good ranch throwback. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
But yeah, it's corny, it's funny, it's whatever. But anyways, that's all the Darlington throwback paint schemes. Let us know what some of your favorites are down in the comments below. But Matthew, do you have anything else to say before we get and finish this video up?
Nope. I think you covered everything just well.
Alright, well, that's going to go ahead and finish the video up. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, leave your favorite suggestions for throwback paint schemes down in the comments below. Make sure you guys check out our social media pages. Those will be linked down in the description. But until the next time,
And
we
I
will see you
think either
guys.
William Byron or Martin Truex Jr. is gonna win this weekend.
Matthew throwing in his last second picks: William Byron, Martin Truex Jr. I'm gonna have to go. I'll go Larson and Logano. Those are my two picks. But anyways, see you guys
And
in the.
also, oh, and I'm sorry. And also for my F1 NASCAR comments from earlier, I'm not hating on F1. Just keep that in mind. I love motorsports. I love watching NASCAR, IMSA, IndyCar, Formula One. I mean, I was literally flipping it back last weekend with Formula One NASCAR. So don't take that the wrong way, F1 fans.
I asked you for your final thoughts, and you cut me off twice. Are
My
you done?
bad.
Are you? Are you done? Are you done? He's done.
Mr.
He's
Sensitive.
fine. He's done. All right. Now that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.